Today, let's talk about something that's easily found in all of our kitchen shelves, but could be pushing millions towards an early grave. Yes, it's salt. These tiny white crystals we sprinkle on almost everything. They enhance flavor, makes food taste better, but they come with a dangerous cost of high blood pressure. And no, I'm not bluffing. High blood pressure is a big thing. It's a major risk factor for stroke. In fact, high blood pressure is found around 84% of all cases of stroke. One of the most common but overlooked causes of high blood pressure is excess salt in our diet. A slight increase in salt can push your systolic blood pressure by 5 to 10 millimeter of mercury. That's enough to tip the scale towards a disaster. Now, here's the shocking part. Despite years of research, warnings, and recommendations, the average American still continues around 3,600 milligrams of sodium per day. That's more than double the 1,500 milligrams limit advised by the American Heart Association. Why? Because salt doesn't just season our food, it satisfies a craving. It's more like a comfort and a reward to your brain. But what if there were a safer way to enjoy flavor without risking your health? That's where we can use salt substitutes. These products are designed to taste like salt but contain much less sodium. Some contain potassium chloride, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride, or blends of herbs and spices. And they can be the unsung heroes in the battle against stroke. In our July issue of Fresh from the Oven, we present to you a recent large-scale study that gives us the evidence we need. Published in JAMA Cardiology, this trial tracked over 15,000 stroke survivors across rural China. Over the course of 5 years, it tracked how their health changed based on whether they used regular salt or a salt substitute. The results are surprising but hopeful. Among those using salt substitutes, stroke recurrence dropped to 17% compared to 19% in the regular salt group. Mortality was also lower, 20% in the salt substitute versus 22% in the regular salt group. It may not seem like a massive difference, but when scaled to a population level, this small percentage translates to thousands of lives saved. And that's what made all the difference. And here's what surprised researchers. Despite containing 25% potassium chloride, the salt substitute group did not increase the risk of high potassium levels. That's a dangerous condition. And that is one of the most crucial findings in this study. But there's always a but. Salt substitutes are not perfect. Some people say they taste bitter or metallic. They are also more expensive and they are not safe for everyone. People with chronic illness or those with certain potassium-based medications like losartan may be at a risk of complication. So, no, this is not a blanket recommendation. There's another limitation we cannot ignore. This trial was conducted in rural China, where salt mostly comes from home-cooked meals, not from processed food like in the United States. This trial focused on older adults, excluded people with chronic kidney disease, and tested only one salt substitute formula, 75% sodium chloride and 25% potassium chloride. Moreover, potassium levels were not routinely monitored and only symptomatic cases of high potassium were reported. So yes, it's a powerful study, but not a universal one. Still, for those who can't stick to a lower salt diet, salt substitutes may offer a simple, safe, and an effective alternative. One that tastes similar, familiar, but could quietly reduce the risk of stroke by 14%, cut heart complications by 13%, and lower your overall death by 12%. Sometimes it's not a miracle drug, not a surgery, not an expensive therapy. Sometimes it's just a smarter choice in your kitchen. The question is, Will we make the choice?